I'm waiting for Bloody Marys to come. I don't think that's asking too much. Good enough. Good. Thank you. It's other duties,
That's right.
Yeah. One sec. Is good? Okay, we're good.
Well, good, thank you. Welcome to the November 12th, 2024 Board of Aldermen meeting. I now call the meeting to order. I'm going to ask you all to rise and join me in the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I'd ask the city clerk to call roll for attendance, please.
Alderman Allen? Here. Alderman Harder?
Here.
Alderman Hughes? Here. Alderman Murphy?
Here.
Alderman Steinhubel?
Here.
And Alderman Weezahan.
Here.
I have Alderman Kinsella and Schwer absent. Mayor Ream is presiding, and we do have a quorum.
Thank you. Before we get to approval of the minutes from the previous meeting, I just want to comment for a second about the fact that obviously yesterday was Veterans Day, and we then had the groundbreaking for our veterans and first responders memorial tribute. There's a lot I could say about it. It was a wonderful event, but I do want to thank members of the board for attending, but also I'm going to turn this over to the person who, this is her baby, and she brought it to fruition after a lot of work, a lot of meetings. And so, Alderman Allen, why don't you talk about it for a second?
Thank you. First of all, I want to thank the board members to being there when they could. And it was a beautiful sunny day. We were very blessed. We had many of our donors there. We had our staff, thank you, Ian Nixon, staff, and others who helped. It just highlighted and standing, looking across to the building, the view that will be evident once this is finished. It will be in a spot where I think you can come to the parking lot or see the tribute from Clayton Road.
Right.
And it will be very meaningful. And I just appreciate everyone's help.
Yeah, you put in Herculean effort, and I will say it's one of the more impactful events that I've been at since I've been mayor. And to see our first responders, our police force there, veterans there, it was a very, I think, almost moving episode.
Mayor, can I just say one more thing? And I mentioned,
Go right ahead.
I did mention to Chief Wilkie a couple minutes ago, but his comment was spot on, and it does reflect the type of person we have in this chief.
And I
Very much appreciate it.
I completely agree with that. And before we get to this, just one little, I thought to myself as I stood there and looked around at the rest of town square there, I know there's been some controversy over it in terms of the overall cost, which I want to be sure everybody knows this before I was mayor. But I thought it was just a beautiful set. I thought it looked beautiful, the whole area. I think the city is better off for having that develop the way it is. I think it looks spectacular. All right, moving on. The minutes from the October 28th meeting, seek a motion and second to approve.
So moved.
Second. Any discussion or amendment? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Passed unanimously, thank you. If I'm not mistaken, I do not believe we have anyone
No, sir.
from the citizens who wish to speak. Okay, thank you. Next, public hearings. I'll read this. A public hearing to review a request by Ted Hellman, owner, for approval of a conditional use permit for an accessory structure in existing pergola located at 14236 Manderley Woods Drive in the planned residential community zoning district. I now declare the public hearing open and would ask the city clerk to enter exhibits.
Exhibit number 1 is affidavit of publication of notice of hearing, published in the St. Louis County on October 25th, 2024. Exhibit number 2 is typewritten notice of hearing, posted at the Municipal Center, on the city's website, sent via Notify Me, posted on the subject property, and mailed to property owners within 300 feet of subject property with a list of those owners attached. And exhibit number 3 is bill number 2456.
And at this point, I would invite Mr. Hellman, the owner, to the podium to answer any questions. Before we get to that, I do want to say that it did pass P&Z unanimously. Are there any questions or discussions? Are there any members of the public that wish to comment? I now declare the public hearing closed. Thank you, Mr. Hellman.
Thank you.
I did come here to answer questions about this request, but I didn't plan on saying this, but Sue, thank you for all of your hard work. I am a veteran. We are a Gold Star family, and the work that you do to create a memory, a place for us to, I think, not only remember, but teach younger people about the sacrifices and the values of our community. I would respect those. Thank you very much.
And we thank you.
Yeah, thank you for your comments. Thank you. Next is, that's another public hearing. A public hearing to review a request by Alex Mazzaparo, owner, for approval of a conditional use permit for an accessory structure, a storage building located at 1707 Mason Knoll Road in the suburban estate zoning district. I now declare the public hearing open. And I would ask the city clerk to enter exhibits.
Exhibit number 1 is affidavit of publication of notice of hearing, published in the St. Louis County on October 25th, 2024. Exhibit number 2 is typewritten notice of hearing, posted at the Municipal Center, on the city's website, sent via Notify Me, posted on the subject property, and mailed to property owners within 300 feet of that property with a list of the property owners attached. And exhibit number 3 is bill number 2457.
Thank you. I would invite Ken Bialka, owner's representative, to the podium to answer any questions. And I would also comment, after beating them up for about 40 minutes, P&Z did approve this unanimously. Are there any questions or discussions? Alderman Louisiana.
Thank you, Mayor. I don't have a question necessarily specific to this development. I was kind of directed at Ryan Spencer. This is the second tough shed type proposal that we've had recently. Has there been any discussion in P&Z of, this is a lot, in my opinion, of an owner to come forward to get a conditional use for something that's not that much greater than what's already permitted, and I understand the limits. But, you know, the 140 square feet, it's a lot to ask, in my opinion, for to go through the conditional use permit for that. Has there been any discussion of changing that, the size of that to allow a little bit more flexibility for these type of structures?
The Planning and Zoning Commission, I think, there's two schools of thought. There's a group that feels that we're town and country and we have to be restrictive with what we allow. And that's why we have these regulations in place. And then there's another group that I think views it from, I think, where you're coming from, where this is somewhat onerous and overly restrictive. I did a survey as an addendum item for P&Z, and we are probably the most restrictive. We're even more restrictive than Ladue in terms of accessory structures like storage buildings. This is a 40-year-old regulation that hasn't really been updated. And staff would support investigating, potential amendments to this and maybe some other accessory structures to bring us more in line with our peers.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's my opinion. I think it might be worth looking into to see, what the different options might be for, I get it that not to allow just permitted just for large structures that would house cars or anything like that. but something that would be, you know, a little bit more accessible. Again, it seems like a lot for a homeowner to go through for conditional use when they could be permanent like other things.
You know, Ryan, I think that's a good one. Why don't we sometime meet sometime next couple of weeks, at least before the next P and Z, and kind of maybe talk about that a little bit. And then we could maybe point out to the P and Z that really the most restrictive, and maybe there should be a little bit more leeway, maybe not, a ton, but I mean, to the point that, yeah, we're not looking to put the garages over there, but maybe we could be a little bit more lenient so that homeowners don't have to kind of jump through, well, maybe more hoops than they need to.
Understood, yeah, I'd be happy to.
Yeah, okay, great, thanks.
Thank you.
Any other member of the board have any comments? And any members of the public that wish to comment? This public hearing is now closed. Great. All right, and I believe we have no appointments. And now I recognize the board's opportunity to provide any reports that they wish to. Alderman Allen.
Thank you, Mayor. Just like to report that this past Friday, the Ways and Means Commission did approve the 2025 budget unanimously.
Great, great. It was actually a very good meeting, a lot of discussion, good meeting. And I think Joanne did a great job of presenting the data and understanding where we are, what we're doing. But it was a very good meeting, I thought. Alderman Murphy.
Thank you, Chair. The Parks and Trails Commission would like to share some details on some upcoming activities. The Turkey Drop, which will be held on Thanksgiving morning, and sponsored by Get Center Counseling. There'll be a 5K at 9 a.m. and a half-mile kids fun run at 10 a.m. Those people that are interested, please visit the website, the city's website, to register, get a shirt, and have a great morning, a great way to kick off your Thanksgiving day. And then the other big event will be on December 7th. That's our Winter Fest. That's our second one that we'll be hosting from noon to 5 on December 7th. Look for vendors, food trucks, holiday lights, roasted chestnuts. It's just going to be a nice, festive, inviting environment. And we certainly appreciate all of our sponsors, and I'll give a full report on the sponsors at our next meeting. We welcome one and all. Again, December 7th from noon to 5 over at Town Square Park.
Thank you. I'm very impressed every year with the number of people who show up for Turkey Drive and their costumes. I mean, this is an independent little group. All right, Alderman Hughes.
Thank you, Mayor. The next meeting of the Architecture Review Board is set for Monday, December the 4th, 5:30 here at the Municipal Center. All are welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. Alderman Weezand.
We'll have the PFD meeting next Tuesday, the 19th at 4:30 in the community room.
Thank you. And Mr. Sheldon, do you have any report?
Thank you, Mayor. Members of the board, just briefly wanted to bring you all up to date. Navigate, who's been doing our facility needs assessment for both City Hall and the fire station, has continued to meet with staff and refine their information based on the inspections and surveys of the staff. The tentative plan is to have them present some initial findings to the board in January. We did put in some money into the budget to take the next step beginning in 2025 to get into some actual design and further investigative work. So just want to let everybody know that's where we stand.
Great, thank you, thank you. It's been a while since we have had no unfinished business, so moving on now to new business. Bill number 24-56, perhaps sponsored by Alderman Consultant Harder. Without objection, will the city clerk read the bill for the first time?
Bill number 2456 is an ordinance approving a conditional use and authorizing a conditional use permit for an accessory structure, a pergola located at 14236 Manderley Woods Drive in the city of Town Country.
Thank you. Bill number 24-56 is continued meeting on Monday, November 25th, 2024 for the second reading and consideration. Next, bill number 24-57, sponsored by Alderman Weezand and Steinhubel. Without objection, would the city clerk read the bill for the first time?
Bill number 2457 is an ordinance approving a conditional use and authorizing a conditional use permit for an accessory structure, a storage building located at 1707 Mason Knoll Road in the city of Town and Country.
Thank you. Bill number 24-57 is continued the meeting of Monday, November 25th, 2024, for the second reading consideration. Next, bill number 24-58, sponsored by the board as a whole, without objection, will the city clerk read the bill for the first time?
Bill number 2458 is an ordinance authorizing a renewal agreement with Delta Dental of Missouri for participation by the city of Town and Country in a group dental benefit plan for its employees.
Thank you. Bill number 24-58 is continued to the meeting of Monday, November 25th, 2024, for the second reading consideration. The warrant list is light, $203,003.42. Seek a motion and second to approve.
So moved.
Any discussion or amendment? Alderman Hughes.
Thank you, Mayor. On page 1, the Pet Waste Solutions, I will speak with the anonymous donor and see what we can do about the cost of $529.50.
Well,
And on the last page, and this may be something for the city administrator, I'm looking at the WOW marketing and media. Is there a list of current and prospective projects that we could review and maybe the status of those projects?
Sure.
I don't have it at the moment, but I can bring it where.
Yeah, we can provide that.
Okay,
Yep.
I'd like to see it, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome, and from the board and the city, give thanks to the administrator.
Whoever that may be.
Whatever that may be.
That's right.
Any other discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? I do not have any other business, but we'll open it up to any of the aldermen have anything they would like to bring up. If not, then I seek a motion and second to adjourn.
So moved.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, and everybody have a good evening. Thanks for being here.